What is up, everyone? Welcome to Ecom and Beyond. And here today, I got my buddy Anthony. And in a few minutes, we'll have our guest, T. That she didn't auction until 3 in the morning. So she just is getting herself together real quick. But thank you all for being here. I'm really excited for the show today. T's always been a person we talk very highly of on the show and does really good auction. And she's one of those people that you can honestly say that over time she's a very close and personal friend. So it's very cool for her to be on the show with us today.
She's also getting very close to 1,000 subs.
That is also true.
You could be the one to put her over that milestone. So if you haven't subscribed to her yet, this is your opportunity.
It would really be awesome if she can get 1K on the show. I know a lot of people probably sub to her on here, but
yeah,
if you got some ghost accounts or anything like that, bring them on. Help the T out.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Speaking of her, here she is. What's up,
Good
T?
morning.
How are you this morning?
Hi, guys. I'm so sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm never the one who's late. Donna will tell you. Never.
If you had an auction till 3, I can understand because I went to sleep. I didn't even know you guys had an auction that late, or I'd have been there watching because I was up till.
I have to tell you, it wasn't on our channel. It was on Robin's because she shed. She got 500 people in the room.
500.
500.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I can't even get to 1,000. She's at like 800. And we have, I guess, I don't know. People are home. People are, trolling the internet. I mean, of course, we had some trolls too, because that'll happen when you get that many people in the chat. But holy cow, it was amazing.
That's awesome.
It really was.
That's awesome just for the fact that, you only have 800 people combined, 800, 900. And combined, you guys had 500 people at one time that
I know
that came on or whatever. So that's awesome for your subs to your channel. And
even if you look at it like demo wise, you said she's like in the 800s. That means 5/8 of her people were on there.
Right. It's crazy. We had a lot of new people. Quite frankly, because Donna yesterday did an auction at 4. I did one at 7. We both got new people. So we kept announcing all day that we were going on Courtney's show, Bolo Buddies, who does a 10 o'clock show, because we all go over there on Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights. And then we kept saying, come over to Robin's, come over to Because She Shed. And we were giving away, thank you, Chris the Goose. Chris, if you guys know who Chris the Goose is, Chris gave away 12 survival packets yesterday.
Awesome.
So we did 5 on Donna's at 4, 5 on mine at 7, and 2 over on Robin's. Actually, we did 3 because somebody from the earlier decided to give it back. So we ended up doing 3 over on Robin's. Then we did a quick pop-up auction, and Chris the Goose auctioned a couple of things off. So it was cool. It was good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me say hello to a few people in the chat before we start. We got Cajun Roots Reseller. He gets the broski point for being first in the chat. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Simply Dana. Good morning.
Hey,
Stan Dollar. How are you this morning? Rachel Boyd. Good morning. No Money G. Whoop. Anthony, where'd you go? No Money G. What's up? Good morning. Paul, Gate City Picker, what is up? Reseller Man, what's up? We got Kelly, the Ecom Mom Ward. Good morning. We got the Hippitus, the Flippitus. Mama.
Kelly.
Jody, good morning. He's getting close to 1K too. So if anyone isn't subbed to Jody, make sure to click those 3 dots and show some love, show some support. We all want to get there, guys. It's only the fun thing to do. Dino Mac, good morning. Nice to see you. We got Gina in the house. Good morning. Let's see who else. We got Tommy the Bargain Effect. What is up? Nice to see you. The Junk and Data Girl. Hello.
Cha-cha.
Key Lime Kisses. How you doing?
Gina.
DLC, what is up? Good morning.
Good morning, Deb.
We got Ron Burgundy Sales. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Oh, we had Ron last night. I met Ron for the first time last night.
Ron is I had a chance to sit and talk with him for I think it was like an hour or two after like a live we did together. It was like just a pop-up thing I got invited to like last second during the show, and we got to talk backstage, and he's awesome. He's a really good guy. We got Larry here. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Larry.
As would say, the best stash in the business. DC Sales, the master of the license plate. What is up?
Hey, Deb.
I seen Susan said she usually doesn't get up this early, so she's here supporting everyone. So that is awesome. Thank you for being here. We have record. What is up? Thank you for.
She causes a lot of problems in our auctions, just so you know.
Melissa W, it is awesome to see you. Good morning.
Hi,
Dawn, the bargain hunter. What is up?
Hey, Dawn.
Lisa C, how are you? Hope all is well. And Rev Resell, what is up, buddy? Hope you're having a good morning. Jameson Closet, good morning, buddy. And I think that is it. If I missed you, please say something in the chat so we can say hello. I don't know where Anthony went.
I was just going to say what happened to Anthony.
There he is. Maybe he wanted me to do the intro solo. I don't know.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my computer today.
I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah, it just started freezing on me, and then boom, kicked me out.
It's because you got that crazy background going on.
Yeah, this is quarantine, man. I can't do anything in this quarantine.
That's what we were just talking about before the show. What stores are even open? Like, I don't even know if I can go sourcing or anything. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
Yeah, this is really it definitely. I didn't think they were going to do all this, and here we are. So hopefully this isn't going to last long. I know some people are saying a year, 18 months. Some people are saying 6 months. Some people are saying 3 months. Let's just hope all is well.
Yeah, it's insane.
Hey, look what we had happen. We had Jody get 1K. Rob Subtone.
What?
Congratulations, Jody.
Cool. Congratulations.
Congrats, Jody. You definitely deserve it.
Definitely.
Yay.
I'm just thrilled that it happened on our channel. So
Nice.
thanks, Ron. Thanks, Jody. Congratulations, man. One day soon, the beard will get 1K, and T will get 1K.
Yeah.
T will get it like today, hopefully.
Today, how many am I weigh? I'm a little way 34 subs.
I'm surprised with the 500 people you didn't.
I know. Well, I started off yesterday morning, and the numbers have been crazy this week. I mean, I was at 9:30 4 times this week, 4 times, dropping down to 9:26, and back up to 9:32, and then back down to 9:25. I mean, it was crazy. This 9:30, I must have hit 4 times. So yesterday morning, I started at 9:34, and when I went to sleep last night, it was 9:64. So I gained like 20 subs last night. So
well, that's good.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I just looked. I think it's at 966 now. So
it's crazy what YouTube does, because like the 700s were the worst for me. As soon as I got the 700, I swear, like I went up and back, up, down, up, like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world? Like, like. It was like either someone was playing a game or like just YouTube was just freaking out, or I don't know what was going on, but I finally went over that mound, so I'm happy to.
Yeah, you're in the 9s now too, right? Are you in 9?
I'm 9, or I'm 778.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll get there.
700 has been a bear. Like I said, I think I've been in the low 7s for it was the longest time, and then finally I just went over, and now we're kind of soaring a little bit. So hopefully we get rolling with all the extra people online. So
okay.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna get there, man.
It'll happen. We got Paul in the house. What's up, buddy? I was just over on his live earlier. If anyone,
Good morning, Paul.
anyone who's up and about at 9 a.m. Eastern, go check out Paul's channel and then run over here with us. He's a good guy. He does auctions with T as well. They do like a Robin,
Round robin, yeah.
round robin, yeah. So they kind of get a bunch of different people to.
Yeah, he should be on with us Saturday night with Chris the Goose and Lisa. So usually it's the four of us, so it should be good.
We got Michelle Lathan in the house. Good morning. Never Ending Saga. What is up?
Hey, Kevin.
I think I got everybody now. I think we're caught up. I think so. We have T on. I'm happy to have her on. She's always been a good friend of mine. I always go over and watch her auctions, and we always talk very highly of you during our shows and stuff like that because your auctions are awesome. They have from the day you guys started to now, it's been a great transformation, and it shows with your subs and your views and the people there and the bidding, the lots and everything like that. And you want to kind of just give people like a little bit of background of anybody who doesn't know who you are, T?
Sure. Okay, so I'm T, really Teresa, but I go by T. Auctions4u. I actually started on eBay sometime back around the very, very late 90s, 99. I actually ran my son's channel for a while, and then I realized I'm not building up my own feedback, so I went and opened my own. Have since graduated to an anchor store in the last few years. However, I'm not even carrying anchor stuff anymore. I went from about 7,000 items down to about 700 about a year ago. And I'm teetering now. I have to wait another month or two, but I'm going to downgrade for a while, I think, because the auctions have taken off a little bit, and it's very time consuming, but I still don't want to stop on eBay. I have to keep selling on eBay. I also sell on Poshmark, dabble a little bit in Amazon, but I kind of stepped away from that too. So it's basically eBay and auctions now. I started the auction channel back in August. I had my own channel. Actually, I've had a couple of channels. My husband is a chef by trade, so a few years ago we had a cooking channel that we did, and then we kind of got away from that. And then I just came back onto YouTube. It's just about a year ago I started My Great Find for You, which I was doing whole videos and things like that. And then I met Donatella, and Donna and I kind of partnered up and just became this little auction team together. And she does some auctions on her channel, and I do some on mine. She actually came out, give her credit. She's like, T, you should have other people, like you should. And she kind of gave me the idea of the Auctions4u channel. So I started that in August 16th, I believe, was my actual birth date on that channel. And we go Monday nights at 7, Tuesday nights at, well, it depends on Donna, because Donna's the one on Tuesday nights. So that can range anywhere from 8:30 to 10:30. we fluctuate that time. Wednesday nights, we're on at 7 or 8. It depends. It depends on who I have on and how many people are on. Sometimes we do 8. And then Thursday nights is 7, and Friday nights we go over on Donatella's channel, and that's usually, well, again, 9, 9:30, 10. And Saturdays, I do every other Saturday. When Dwayne got off Mothership Products, the ladies announced that they were going to go every other Saturday, so we decided to go in the time slot on the opposite Saturday night. So we do every other Saturday opposite. Oh my gosh, help me with their name. Deals and Deals. I think it's Deals and Deals. So we decided to go every other Saturday night. So this is our Saturday coming up. And I laugh, I joke with Chris the Goose because he was on our Saturday night 2 weeks ago. He was on the ladies this Saturday night. And now, ironically, he's on this Saturday night. It's only because he booked real early and he wanted Saturday night. So he got them. And I do accept new people to come on and auction off their stuff whenever they feel like they want to. However, there is a vetting process, right? I like to see what you're offering. I want to know you're bringing good stuff. We do always free shipping. So if you want to come on, you have to, your start price has to include free shipping. And we try to cater to the audience that resells. So bulk stuff, we'll do a lot of 10 or 12 pieces of clothes or a lot of 2025 CDs or DVDs, or we do jury, what we call jury jars. Someone in our chat coined that phrase because of I'm from Long Island, so I have a very heavy, strong accent. And my mom was born and raised in the Bronx, so I have her Bronxite accent than I do a Long Island accent. So that's kind of why they coined that phrase. They all make fun of me. So there's a lot of funny things that go on. We're not the typical auction people. We don't come on and go, okay, 2 minutes, countdown. We have fun, we joke. I mean, you guys can see up here, I have my Team Snickers shirt, and I have a tremendous Snickers bar. Compliments of Paul Antonelli, compliments of Lisa Flippin' Crazy. James Bisco, who comes to our auction, T's the rule girl. So T kind of keeps Donna in line. T kind of has a structure. These are the rules. That's the corporate in me. And so sometimes I get a little... my blood sugar spikes and I get a little nasty. And James used to say, T needs a Snickers. T needs a Snickers. So that's what the Snickers is. And then we have, of course, Robin, because she shed mermaid. And that's been a new kind of joke on our channel. And now we have the traveling mermaid. She's doing a series on it. And Lisa Flippin' Crazy made a mermaid out of a bubblegum mermaid. And that's now traveling. Just went out yesterday to
awesome.
The new owner. So we have fun. It's not all serious. We do have fun, and we love all the people in this community. I mean, everyone's been so wonderful, so warming. So I mean, we couldn't ask for a better group of people, really.
Yeah, like how you said, it's fun, but there's rules. It's a good mix. It really is. Because if you're going to do an auction and you're going to sit there for say 3 or 4 hours, because you guys can go on for long periods.
Oh yeah.
You don't want it to be just like robots doing auctions. You can watch stuff on TV and different stuff to find stuff like that. I mean, you want to have fun. I mean, that's why I like doing these lives, is because of the community, talking to different people, having a few laughs. That's why I really enjoy doing our morning show. And I'll hop in your chat sometimes, even though maybe I'm not buying today. Let's say maybe I just don't have the money. I can just come in and just hang out and chat and just have some fun. And because I'm always kind of
people that all the time. We don't want anybody to feel obligated. We want you guys to come and have a good time, enjoy, see what's going on, say hi to everybody, and we don't want anybody to feel obligated. Sometimes we'll say, okay, type a 1 in the chat if you're lurking, and all of a sudden we see a whole thing. Yeah. We don't want you to lurk. Make your presence known. It's okay. We understand that people use us too as a working hangout, to hear noise in the background, which is fine too. But
yeah, I work a lot too.
Edgewise this morning. Thank you.
I'm one of them people where I'll come in, I'll say hello to a few people, and then I'll just kind of lurk the rest of the time.
Yeah, I'll usually, I come in, I'll chat for a little bit, and then I'll get back to working. But I'm also listening to see, if a game lot's coming, if it's something, or maybe a plush lot that I may be interested in, or I bought that Muhammad Ali's autographed picture from Paul at one time. I was totally just working, trying to get some stuff done because I just don't have a ton of time. But I definitely wanted to try and find some deals when I can. And I ended up getting that for Hip Flip and Mama. So I thought that was cool just to be able to do something like that. You don't see autographs of famous athletes or whatever flying around all the time, and then had a COA sticker matching with it. So it was legit. So I was all happy about it. So it's
that's kind of something we've changed too. Now we bring, every once in a while we'll bring a one-off that we don't consider like a wholesale reseller deal. It's just kind of we have something because, maybe we don't want it anymore, or maybe it's something we don't collect anymore. We just found it in a storage unit or just came across it somewhere. So with that Muhammad Ali, that's not really our style, that we just bring one specific item, but we throw that stuff in there just to bring you guys deals personally, right? That was, Hip Flip and Mama. Oh my gosh, she loves her wrestling. So that was great. Or her boxing too. What am I saying? No, Anthony's the wrestler. Kelly's the
Yeah, exactly.
I'll never forget. Kelly was one of the first people I met on YouTube when I came back as a reseller, and she's been a great person, and she does her own auctions too with the jewelry. The jewelry community is wonderful too.
I'm pretty sure I met you through Kelly originally.
Yes, yes.
That was when you used to do YouTube under just your name.
Right, you're right. It used to just be my first and last name. It wasn't even My Great Find for You. You're right.
Yep.
Then I decided to do that.
Good morning to Georgina. How's it going? Yeah, I really like how you guys, set up everything with, with the reselling community. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us are looking for deals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's definitely been some stuff that have dropped and that, I can make money on, or maybe make money on some of it and keep some of it, because I've done that in the past too. So I think that was, the best possible thing you can do, because we are so big, you're so big into the reselling community. So, a lot of us, we don't buy for personal, we do for reselling, or a little bit of both. So
yeah,
I think that was awesome how you guys do the, the wholesale lots. And like you said, like the one-offs, because every time there might be some stuff that, you and Donna or anybody else pulls out, like a storage locker or something like that, is a very unique piece. So it's very nice to see.
That was a fantastic idea you guys had too, and being like the wholesale bulk.
Yeah.
Because to my knowledge, I mean, I don't know anybody else on YouTube that was doing that before you guys, and that's like awesome for resellers, because like Nate was saying, most resellers aren't looking to go and pay, regular auction prices on certain items for themselves. They're looking to pick up a lot of things, at a good price that they can turn around and flip themselves. And I've done that several times through, your auctions. So
yeah, which you haven't been on in a while, Mr. Pittsburgh. What's going on?
Well, I just know you're busy. So like
Hey, Anthony, there's always time for you. You know that.
Okay. Well, anytime you have an opening, just let me know, and I promise I will come on.
Okay. That's the other thing too, is like, we've come across, since we started doing this, we've come across a lot of people who can't source outside the home. They might be disabled, or just, that they're a mom that's got young children, things that they really can't get out and do the normal sourcing that you and I might do every day by stopping at, Goodwill or the thrift store, or having yard sales. And that's the other thing with this time of year, because most of us, especially, where you guys are, in Pennsylvania, and I am in New York, this isn't the time for garage sale season. So it's a good time to be. And now with the other thing that's going on, we'll just leave it at that. And nobody's leaving their house. So thank God. I mean, I have 2 storage units full of stuff. I can go to my storage unit. It's not far away. That's provided they're still open today. I just got, and I don't know if you guys have had, have you guys had Mr. Buys a Lot on yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. We'll have to get Brian. We have to get Brian to come on. He's awesome too. I just bought a 15-foot U-Haul truck from him, literally, of stuff, mostly media, like 14,000 LPs and CDs and DVDs and stuff like that, cassettes, brand new, not even open VHSs. Some of it won't be worth anything. Some of it will be worth, whatever. But he just wanted to clear some of his warehouse. So my husband and I joked with him that day. He's like, "You're Mr. Sells a lot today," and he was. And then I bought. He bought out Sears in all of the Northeast.
Wow.
So his last buy, I bought all the clothes from him. So he kind of wholesaled them for me, made a few bucks on them, but that's okay. So I could bring them as, new with tags close to auction, and, put some on eBay too, because I'm not giving up my eBay store. It's one thing since we started, Donna did do. She gave up her eBay store and is just strictly selling to everybody else. But I still have to make some additional funds, and you should never have your eggs all in one basket. And I do try to diversify as much as possible. So, I'll
give up an anchor.
A couple of lots,
that'd be real hard for you to give up an anchor store as well. You know what I mean? Because a lot of work goes into building one of those.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got blood, sweat, and tears, literally, with all the stuff. With that many listings, and how they added all that stuff in and everything else. So, just to deactivate the store and start from scratch, say if something would happen where, say, YouTube says you can't sell stuff on there or whatever.
Which might happen someday.
Right. You never know. Yeah. But it's not like you're only selling pickles or stuff that's not people don't want. You're selling still good stuff. Maybe you're putting stuff that's super high dollar that maybe people aren't going to pull $500-$600 maybe in an auction and put stuff like that there, because I'm sure you found some really nice pieces in some storage lockers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. By the way, me and Anthony are always on the look for storage lockers. Tell us a little bit about your experience with storage lockers.
I've only bought a total of 5 so far. That's it. Just started doing it. I had wanted to do it. Listen, when I came back to the community, that was who else I was following. I was following like Wade Venture and Mike Storage Pirate and What the Hell, and all the people that do storage units. So I said, I definitely want to get into this. But also, I remember there was a big hype in that when that Storage Wars came on TV, right? Everybody was jumping on the bandwagon. It was really Donna again who pushed me and said, T, just, take a gamble on something, put a cap on something, walk away. If you get outbid, you get outbid. So I put a $60 bid on my first unit, $60. Mm-hmm. It was I think it was a 7x10. It was packed. And when I say she was a collector, she was a collector. I made my 60 back, I think, on the first sale on auction. That was wholesale price. And I think I'm up to about $6,000 on that unit.
Nice.
That's a phenomenal, though. I don't want anybody to think that happens all the time. It doesn't. It doesn't. My second and third unit, I'm probably in the black now on both of them, but not much. And it's a lot of long tail stuff. Fourth and fifth unit, not so lucky. Fourth unit, the minute they opened the door, I knew it, and I bought everything online. I didn't go live. This is the difference between going live and buying online. You don't get to smell the units.
Oh, yeah.
So the fourth unit was smoky. You smelt it the minute the door opened. So that's hard, to resell that stuff because, I'm a former smoker, but I can't stand the smell of smoke.
Yeah.
And, it gets to the point where it's out of your system so much that it's almost nauseating. It sounds terrible, but
I just took an offer on this Nike jersey.
Nice.
Goodwill for $200.
Wow.
Nice.
I paid $5 for it. I got $200 for it.
That's legit, man.
Woo woo.
Get that money.
And then the fifth unit I bought, I got swindled, and I almost turned them into storage treasures. They had one box of comics that you could see like sitting up high on like 5 or 6 bins. And when we got there, and I don't know if they thought they were going to get away with it, but the unit was underwater. The unit was completely underwater. It was an outside unit. It was the first unit I ever bought outside. And even the guy who came and opened it for me, because the manager wasn't there that day, conveniently, he said I could open the other. This is the biggest unit I ever bought. It was a 10x30. And he said, I could open the other side for you, but it's underwater. He told me that because it was one of these where the doors were on either side. It was like a corner and end one. So when my husband and I drove around to the other side, you could see where the water pooled like downhill. It was frozen at the time because it was one of the few weeks that we had frost and the actual puddle froze over. There was over 100 trash bags in there full of clothes, and every bag we pulled up was just dripping. The mold.
Oh,
it
man.
was disgusting. It was so gross. I went to the office, and of course, like I said, the manager wasn't there. I said, well, I'm going to have to call Storage Treasures because you guys knew about this. The guy who opened the lock for me said the unit was underwater. And he said, well, just come back and speak to the manager in the morning. And we did. We came back first thing the next morning. And then it was, he just went to the post office. So my husband and I proceeded to sit down in the chair and wait. He said, let me try to give him a call. He was in the back room. You could see the camera up above the desk. And he said to the guy on the other phone, the storage treasure lady's here. And then he said, he wants to know what you did with the comics. And I said, what I did with them? You mean the moldy, disgusting? I took them and I threw them. That's what we kept doing as we were looking at stuff. We just kept throwing them to the back, not realizing that the water was all the way down in the back where the bags were. And all of a sudden, the kid just reached underneath the counter and he put my $400 because, that was the first unit I ever had to pay $200 in a clean out fee. You know, they hold oh my gosh, mental block this morning. A security deposit, right? It's always been 100. They wanted 2. So that should have been the suspicion right there. So there was my 480, whatever it was. I don't remember what I paid. I think I paid 280 maybe for the unit. So
that's crazy.
There was, put it right up on the counter. He never showed his face, that manager, never showed his face. But I got my money back and got a couple of things out of it that weren't wet or that it didn't matter, like a couple of baseballs, I think, that was signed that I just sold to Chris the Goose. But, yeah.
Yeah,
that was a lesson well learned.
That's definitely something that I'll have to consider, especially in PA with some of the weather we get. You know, is it an indoor or outdoor unit? You know, when needed.
You would think they would have to disclose anything like that, especially on like a online auction that, you know, something
well, Nate,
like
it's
that.
funny you said that because I went back to read while my husband and I was standing there. You know, I went back to read everything. There wasn't, because you know what? I could have been fooled. Who knows? It could have been down at the bottom. Please know this unit has, but nothing at all. He just tried to pawn it off on somebody. That was going to be some clean out. That was going to be some clean out. You know, my husband and I couldn't have, we would have had to go and hire like 2 strong guys to really come and, you know, bring a dump truck, really. It was horrible. But anyway, it's okay. I've gotten 4 good ones besides. And I'm not buying any right now because I bought from Brian, Mr. Biselat's going to be my source for a while. He's so 3 million items he hasn't listed.
Where is he located?
He's in Allentown.
Okay.
Like Box Philly.
Yeah.
And it's basically first come, first serve. A couple of people showed interest in the Sears clone, including, I think, even Wade. And, you know, it was just basically who came first, holding the check in their hands. And I was lucky enough. I was there. But he'll sell to anybody. He just, you know, and he'll do it wholesale. You know, he's looking to, you know, maybe make a few bucks on what he bought. He's not looking to make a killing. Although he is selling he always has it on the market. If anybody has an extra $1 million laying around, he'll sell both full warehouses, his eBay store and everything. And it's a deal. It is a deal, but not a lot of us have $1 million laying around.
I don't have anything near $1 million laying around.
And especially now after the market.
I definitely don't have enough money to buy that, but
we might have to take a trip over to Allentown, Nate.
Yeah, let's see that.
Absolutely. Make an appointment with Brian. He's really such a nice, down-to-earth guy. He really is. And he's willing to help anybody.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I was thinking about whenever he did the video saying that there was an opportunity that he didn't want it or something like that. And I messaged him. It was like a store opportunity that he didn't want or something. He was passing on to the viewers, which was, you know, who does that? Honestly, like that's awesome. Just to offer someone a good deal like that. And you know, Gate City Picker says Nate Anthony is split it 3 ways.
Morning, Paul. Hi, honey.
You'd have to have a heavy chunk of that 1 mil.
Yeah, dude.
I got 5 on it.
You'd be a priority owner of that estate for sure.
Yeah, we're a little short right now. We'll need a big IOU for that. But, but no, I seen that he did that for you know, they let that known, and I messaged him, and he was like, he's from Allentown. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, you know, instantly I always think me and Anthony because we always talk about.
Is that like an hour from you guys? How far is that?
Like 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay. Well, that's what it is for me here on Long Island. It's about a 2.5 to 3 hour ride, depending on traffic and everything. So, yeah, we went down. I rented a U-Haul. I knew what he wanted for the clothes. I knew what he wanted for all the media. And when I say all the media, like we went to his warehouse. We cleaned out. Oh my gosh, so much. Actually, he did a video on it. I did footage. I have yet to do a video on it, but yeah, he's just got so much stuff. So much stuff.
Let's see right now how far that is. I think it's a little something like that. Maybe even a little bit longer.
Kathy says it's just an hour for me. Yeah, Kathy put in the chat before too. That's how we originally met on here, was through you and Kelly too, Anthony. You know, she remembers me with way back when.
Yeah.
From me to there is about 4.5 hours.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's not too. I don't mind driving. Like
no, I don't either. But 4.5 hours, if it for you, it's nice country type of driving and not traffic driving, it's fine. But for me, literally, if there was no traffic, I probably could get there in less than 2 hours. But it could take me over 3 because of traffic.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, Deep End of the Sandbox TM on Long Island too. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, one of these days I have to plan a meetup because there are a couple of people who now, Neverending Saga and Joy Monkin. There's a couple of people now. Who's the other person? I forgot. But there are a couple of us now on Long Island that we should do a little meetup.
Well, the person that was buying that jersey now is canceling that jersey. So.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Tell him no backsies, Nate.
I'm gonna send Mr. Burns and tell him to message him. I hate that. Like, oh, I accidentally clicked and bought that. How do you? I accidentally put an offer in and send it, and I accept it, and it's like, oh,
pretty sure it like asks you like, is this correct? You know, and then you have to say yes.
My spirits went from like, you know, on top of the world for a second to like, you know, in my basement, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that before. Oh, my kid got my phone, or they
yeah.
Well, at least he didn't pay for it, and then I would have to pay the PayPal fees and return the money, which is something eBay needs to fix immediately. It should definitely come out of the buyer's end if they do something like that, because it's not our fault. Now, if it was something I canceled for me, like personally, like I made the cancel, then sure, take it out of my money. It's my fault. You know, you take that responsibility as a business owner that you made a mistake. But if it's coming out of like their pocket and they did it, it definitely should come out of their balance or whatever. So luckily that wasn't, you know, the case. But
how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing on eBay the last couple of days since all this is going on?
I've been down on eBay.
Me too. Me too.
Like today, I think I have only 2 eBay orders going out, but I also have another 2 Macari. So
okay, yeah, that's the other platform I just started selling on Macari, but I haven't sold anything yet. I just started listing, and that's the other thing. Let Go or Facebook Marketplace. I get frustrated with them because one of the things Brian gave me from Sears when I went there was kind of like a bonus throw-in, was a baby's dresser changing table, brand new in the box. You know, it's probably worth $150, $200, something like that. I started it at $2 because everybody comes back. Will you take this? Will you take that? So, you know, it's always crickets. Some lady last night, very interested in this. Would you take an offer? And I said, absolutely. What's your offer? Well, here it is 24 hours later, crickets. They just don't respond. Like, I responded immediately when she said that. I'm just like, are you kidding?
Yeah, it's crazy how that always happens. Like, I was dealing with a person being a buyer, talking to someone as a seller, and it was like, hey, you know, I'm interested in this. And then you get the initial message back quickly, and then after that, it's like, Bueller. It's like, seriously, like, what is going on? Like, do you not want this money? Or, I mean, I understand there's a lot going on in the world today, especially right now. But, I mean, like you said, 24 hours later, and it's like, oh, you know, or you didn't get any response still. So,
I know. It's crazy.
Facebook Marketplace could be one of the bigger things going on reselling-wise if it kind of got its, you know, like, edited and moved, did some things a little bit different with how things work and everything. And I think if they matched up with, say, eBay or something like that, or even Macari or anything like that, that would really, really, really give them a huge boost. And that would basically take almost any platform to them as the second best platform under eBay. I mean, under Amazon, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, my eBay's been totally slow other than that flop. I haven't had anything going on really since the pandemic started, and Amazon's been crazy. I had a couple $600 days.
Nice.
Amazon's been delaying shipping a lot of stuff, but also I shipped in a lot of stuff right before they did the big basically stop FBA on certain items. But I was checking through some stuff, and I was surprised that some stuff was still able to send in. So definitely, if you do FBA, go through and make an order like you normally do, and it'll tell you right there on the spot which item that you can't send in. So
Okay.
don't think it's as bad as it is. I think it's just, you know, they're really looking at rankings and
Right. I just don't think they're doing any Prime right now.
well, I'm sure their shipping is probably delayed some.
Yeah,
Because I ordered bubble wrap. I
days.
need it so bad, and it's not coming till next week.
Because, like, for example, like if you see something that says back ordered, that means Amazon has it. Like that means like I sent a package in, say, of like a big box. It's received. Now they're just moving around their warehouse, and that's why it's called back ordered. Like it's there, it's just moving around. So what happens is they have to basically, you know, wait till that item gets to its final resting destination, and then they either ship it or they might even ship it before it gets to its last place. They might like put the brakes on the shipment wherever it's at and partially send some of the stuff out. But that's a lot of the reason why you're getting some of the longer delays and some stuff. I mean, of course, their amount of items being sold per day is probably through the roof, like 20, 30 times because of all the store shutdowns and the epidemic going on and everything else. So, you know, it's just a mix of out of stock and just like, you know, they need more people. They're supposed to hire 100,000 more people just to pack orders and do stuff like that, which I thought they did a lot of stuff by like machine, but I guess they do some hand packing of some stuff when they get over, you know, zealous of everything. So, but,
crazy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, you know, everything goes from this point on. Like my work is considered essential. Like I'm able to work and everything with this going on, but you know, there's a lot of people that aren't. So it's making it really hard on a lot of the companies that are open, and they're shortening their business times and everything else. So everyone's going online. So I thought my eBay stuff would, you know, do a little bit better, but I've also haven't listed, which I will do today.
My husband has, like, we kind of have he has his own store now. He has a premier, what's the premium, right? Premium.
Yeah,
premium store. He probably has more items in his store right now than I do, because he does it every, you know, he at least sits and he does, well, he's doing a lot of the clothes with the Sears buy too, because he loves the app. He does list perfectly, and it's easy for him to do it that way rather than like me. I start a listing from scratch and do all the descriptions and all of that, like on some of the hard goods. But he's not that tech savvy, so he goes and uses the Sellhound and list perfectly and all that stuff, and shares it on the other ones. And he can share my Posh Closet, thank God, because I don't even have time for that these days. Because you know, it's very time consuming being on different platforms, because if you're on Posh and you know you want to be exposed, you got to share your closet, and you got to follow up on, you know, offers to likers on eBay, and you know, just be listing something every day. So everything takes time. And I'm, you know, like I said, you know, with the auctions now, it's like every day. So. And we were on twice yesterday, and we're going to be on twice again today. We're going to be 4 o'clock again on Donna's channel and 7 o'clock on my channel. So it takes a lot of time out of your day. And I'm here at 10 o'clock on every day. I'm Hustlin's channel for Ecom and beyond with Anthony and Nate. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And I apologize for kind of being late.
Oh no, you're fine.
Donna.
Oh, you're fine.
She's probably still sleeping.
Paul says, "See, Anthony, even T is list perfectly crew."
But yeah, I'm not going to keep it up though, Paul, because it is expensive. Everybody talks about it, that there's other platforms out there. It was just something that I originally got like an offer for. Oh, Vendu. Okay, I haven't checked it out yet.
Nate's now a member of the Vendu crew.
Okay.
I gave it a second chance, so we'll see how it goes. Victoria said, "T, did you get my email about today?"
If you just sent it, Victoria, no, because I just literally got up. But I'll take a look at it, honey.
Susan says she's telling Donna T.
Oh, yeah, well, I told you Susan's the troublemaker. It's okay. I'm used to it.
I think it's pretty awesome that you and your husband both have selling accounts, and you guys are both kind of doing it and stuff like that. Like my wife helps me, especially on the Amazon side, a lot with the packing. So she'll even help me source sometimes. Sometimes she'll go to the store and she'll just kind of go glaze look at the different items on clearance or stuff that I've already picked up. She'll just grab it, and it's a huge help, especially with me with my time constraints with just work and just life. To have someone like that to help, but it's also fun with having someone that has a common interest and a goal. Like luckily for me, I have you guys, but like with you, you can talk to your husband a little bit about it, and he will actually know what you're talking about or really care. Like me and my wife, we go back and forth on. I'll tell her stuff that she sourced and bought, and she says, "See, I told you. Look at that. Look at that." Yeah, it's like a mini competition, sort of, I guess, or just like we just like giving each other a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of crap. Just saying, "I told you."
It depends. It's not always sunshine and roses, as they say. We have our moments.
But no, I mean it's a really fun like competitive thing. Like we'll go to the store and like she'll go one way, I'll go the other way, and then we just kind of meet up, and then it's like, well, what'd you find? And then I got a buggy full, and she has nothing, or it could be vice versa, and it's like, okay, well, good job, because it's so much easier and so much faster to source, as a team of twos, because one can go one side of the store, one go the other, and you can kind of get so much more done so much faster versus like say you're at Goodwill or whatever and you're looking through the clothes and that takes forever.
Oh yeah.
You go fight through the electronics and everything. It's tough.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the one thing too I can say. We've always worked well together. We've had several businesses together. I met my husband in 6 weeks. I think it was like 6 weeks later, we bought a stationery store together, and we've owned businesses ever since. Like, I had a mortgage company. I've been in mortgage for 33 years. So, when I had it, he came to work with me for a while. And then we've done things together, you name it. We had a fix it. We did fix and flips together. We so many things. So we do work together well. But then there's times like I'm upstairs now in the eBay room, and he's downstairs in the kitchen, and sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's good. But he's been a competition for me with eBay, because I only did on eBay originally. I only did collectibles and books, and I really didn't touch a lot of other stuff. And then we went garage sailing one day, and he wasn't really into it at the time, but he found this Coleman lantern or Coleman stove. I don't remember what it was. And he's like, oh, $3. He said, I think we could resell this. And it sold for like $40 or $50. Well, that was the bug for him. And that was it. Once that happened, he was into it. Now he's like, aren't we going to a garage sale? Like, he hates that I have morning, we do coffee with T and Donna on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And he's like, wait a minute, we have to get to the garage sales, you know? So now he's got the bug, which is good. And he can spot things better than I can. So he got me more into the hard goods stuff and things like that. And then the clothes too. I wasn't a clothes reseller. I just really, if you go into both of our stores, we probably have more clothes in both stores than anything else. And some people don't like clothes. I don't mind clothes.
Clothes are, they're an item that I start out with, because the first video that I caught when I was hurt out of work when I started reselling was basically someone going into a thrift shop buying these polos, Nike polos, Under Armour, different ones for $1, and then getting 20, 30, whatever dollars for them. Yeah. So that was the first thing that I said, okay, I can get in this cheap, because I can't afford a lot, because I'm just starting out, because I needed a printer, I needed a scale, I needed, this and that. So I basically had to build slowly and grab one or two things like here and there. Just like yesterday, I bought a Rolo just to buy, to get one, because they had a deal going on, and I used my Macari money to do that or whatever, and I basically got it for, if you think about profits and stuff, like $60. So I got that. So it's still a slow process, but you know what I mean? Like that's how I did it. I did with the clothes, and then like I went to the stuff I knew more about, like the toys, the video games, the electronics, and then now I'm looking at I'm trying to think what else. I don't know, just like other different stuff at there that I wouldn't look at when I go past the Christmas stuff. I'm looking at that stuff because a lot of people buy that stuff, but I'm looking for the really good stuff, and it's also some stuff for myself. Like I really want the Christmas vacation stuff, and it's so hard to find because nobody gets rid of that stuff. But if anyone has any of that for the cheap, I want it for my personal, let me know. I'll buy it.
You know, it's just about timing. Sometimes you'll just find something like, how did somebody pass this up? And to your point, some people don't look. If sometimes, like when I was just a bookseller, like I'd go to a garage sale or an estate sale or to Goodwill, and it was just like to the books. And then you start kind of expanding, and it's always important to expand. I mean, you just have to keep. I don't have 20 years as a part-time reseller because I was in the corporate world. I just recently, this past October, became fun employed as not that fun, but I didn't have the time to do everything as far as go out and source and find and get knowledgeable in other things. YouTube's made me knowledgeable in other things because I watch everybody and I see, Bolo's been a great help, and Don, auction professor, and there's certain people that really have the knack to know a lot of different categories and know what's what. I still am learning a lot. I feel like there's still so much to learn now, buying all this media and having 14,000 LPs to sort through.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know enough about jazz or R&B and things like that to know, is this a $5 album or is this a $500 album?
Yeah.
But I'm just bringing them to auction. I have some new people, like there's Ramona, the record picker, who I think besides Ronnie G has bought all the records from me so far. And I got a lot to sell. So I'll learn as I go. And you know what? I have the attitude like Donna, she'll sell a jury jar and, there'll be 925 in there or gold or something. She doesn't even sort through her stuff. She'll find, jewelry and keep tossing it in a bin, and then she'll make her jewelry jars because it's good too. It's the best publicity in the world if somebody gets an album from me that's worth a couple of $100, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
it cost me pennies. It cost me pennies, if it cost me even a penny.
Yeah, there's been a few times that people, I've heard people say that they got 925 or gold in the jewelry jars, and there's even one time I think there was a pair of like the vintage Levi's that sold in one of your auctions too. So there's always some good stuff. You just got to know your stuff because I seen someone in the chat said that Never-Ending Saga said there's really no specialist in this thing. There isn't, or everyone kind of knows a lot, I would say, or a lot, but you can't know everything. That's why I love listening and watching videos. That's why sometimes I do have YouTube in the background while I'm working because I'm listening, and it's also like, I don't want to say white noise, but it's like I'm able to concentrate a little better because I can hear, and I don't know. I can't have silence. Silence does not work. It will drive me crazy because, especially when my kids go to sleep, I'm used to hearing pounding, which I'm sure you guys have heard above me a couple times. Them running across the above me or whatever. But when it's done downstairs in the basement, and like say 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, sometimes it is so quiet that it actually like kind of freaks me out because I'm not used to it. So I have to have something on. If it's not music, 99% of the time it's YouTube, but there's sometimes I need a little bit of music in my life. So it just keeps me going, you know what I mean? And also I'm learning because like I said, I'm not no guru. I know a good bit about certain things or whatever, but that's kind of like everyone kind of, after they've been doing this for a little while, they kind of get comfortable in a niche or a certain thing, and they kind of, now what else can I learn? Because I want to be super knowledgeable in this. I don't want to, like when I go in the thrift store, I want to walk in, and basically I want to walk out of there knowing that I didn't leave anything worth $30 or $40 and out of there. That will actually sell pretty sort of pretty quick. Because if it's long tail and it's cheap, I'll grab and sit on it for 2 years if I got to. The profit's right, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, No Money G wrote it. T, we are still all learning. Been doing this part-time since 2000, still learning new stuff. And it's so true. Doesn't matter how long you're doing it. There are new, and you can't be, I laughed because last night I had Tiffany Cool Finds on, and she's like such a younger, well, kind of like you guys are the younger generation. You're my children's age. So I didn't know what Zoom was. She was selling these new and packaged Zoom. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. It's just something that if I saw that anywhere, I wouldn't even pick it up because I wouldn't have a clue. Plus, that's a newer thing. I don't have young children in my life to know what that might be. I know stuff from my sons like Ninja Turtles when they were growing up and, video games and things like that. Heck, I was the Tony Hawk master on some of that stuff. But there's a lot of stuff you just don't know. You just don't know. And whether or not it's a piece of jewelry or it's a record or it's a piece of clothing or a plush or any of that stuff, you just have to keep learning and you just have to take your chances. There she is, my girl. Good morning.
I'm driving. Hello. Hi, everyone. What's up, Donna?
Good morning. Yeah, she's getting ready. We got another auction today. Another 2 auctions today. What am I saying?
I think that has also gave you guys like such a huge help to your success is doing it every day. Even though it's hard to do, super hard to do, especially a long auction. Everyone knows that basically, hey, they're going to have an auction sometime today. You know what I mean? Because you guys do them different times and different people are on, but that has helped you guys grow tremendously. And I give you guys a lot of respect and everything for doing that because it's hard. It's hard. Like doing the morning show 5 days a week is tough. Yeah. But I love it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to come up with different topics because you kind of talk about different things and you might hit something different or it's the same and it happens, but we just love just being on and doing different things or whatever with the community.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question in regards to the community, actually. So being that your husband resells as well, is he also a fan of reselling content on YouTube?
I mean, he would never do it per se. He wouldn't be the one to come on. But yeah, he's my shipper. He's my packer. So, I mean, he likes when in the beginning it was kind of like, oh, you're doing another auction? What? He kept saying you're going to burn people out. People aren't going to come after a while, like that, which for the most part is true. We have to keep having new people come on because we can't keep relying on the same people over and over again because people, nobody has an endless wallet, right? And especially in these times where things aren't selling as quickly. I mean, how much stuff can you buy for one reseller if things aren't moving? So we understand that. That's why we have to keep building our audience and having a lot of diversified stuff and bringing good stuff. But he's okay. He's on board with me. Sometimes I feel like he's even more on board with me because like he'll be, take a stack from the money pile because I don't call it a death pile, and he'll say, "Oh, maybe you should bring these to auction."
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Because it's sometimes when you're staring at that pile, it's like, oh, I'm never going to get through it. But he's pretty good at that. He's been really good at that. Like he's like, I'm not stopping until I get 40 things done today. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Susan says we do not run out of funds. Okay, Susan, I'll remember that at the auctions today.
She'll bring some extra expensive ones for you.
Yeah.
She'll bring the tea top of the line. But I just want to mention that I do have T's link in the description for anyone that's not subbed to her. I would love to see her get 1K here, but like I said, a lot of them might be already subbed. I definitely see a lot of your auction people in here.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Melissa W., you've been awesome dropping links. So
yeah, thank you.
Melissa's the best.
I don't know how I didn't have you wrench before. I swore I had you wrench when my channel first started because you were one of the first people that subbed to me. So
the wrenches disappear for some reason. We've had that, and If they haven't been back, around in a while, do you know who came around yesterday? Did you guys see? Kimmy.
Oh yeah.
I seen her in a couple chats.
Yeah, she was in all of our chats yesterday. And when she first came into my channel yesterday, she didn't have a wrench, and I was a little. You know how we get sometimes. We get a little gun shy. Oh my God, this is a troll. Somebody pretending to be, because we haven't seen Borderline Hoarderish in months. And I was so happy to see her. And then even Melissa's kind of been taking care of her mom and had some health issues going on, that she hasn't been around too much. But that's what happens sometimes. People lose their wrenches. So guys, never be offended like we took your wrench away.
Yeah.
we'll rectify it.
I've also heard, I've talked to a couple creators as well, and they've also said that sometimes in StreamYard, some people's chats and stuff won't be shown in the chat too. So if I ever miss anybody's comment or saying hello or anything like that, don't think I do that on purpose or I'm just not going over you. But that's happened to multiple creators. It's something with StreamYard trying to eliminate some of the lag time, but if they over push it, then that's what happens, where you would. Yes,
Theo said Lisa. Yes, she was around yesterday in both our auctions and our late night on because she came into all three of them yesterday. So she just popped in yesterday. It was great to see her.
Yeah, the way I knew, she knew who I was, like, because my name isn't Nate or anything like that. She goes, "Hey Nate."
Can I address something deep? And I apologize. This is a new person for me. Deep End of the Sandbox, who says they live here on Long Island, is asking, okay, the inmates here are losing their minds. If anybody wants boxes of old film and disposable cameras, instant message me. Just pay shipping. So I have a YouTube channel a Facebook group called Auctions4u, and I urge anybody and everybody, if you'd like to sell a lot of stuff and put it together on there, please, by all means, go take a picture, put it up, put your offer on there. I don't mind anybody selling on there as long as you protect yourself. I take myself out of the equation as far as take payments through PayPal to protect yourself. Don't do any, out of the crazy deals or anything like that. But if you want to go over there and post that, I'm sure somebody would be interested in that. Anthony, you used to be interested in old cameras and stuff like that for a while, weren't you?
I'm interested in pretty much anything that makes money, to be honest with you. So I don't really have any specific thing that I kind of niche into.
Do you not guys know who that is, or is that somebody new?
Yeah, no, that's Lauren.
Right.
Lori?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lori, nice to meet you, Lori.
She's a creator as well. She does videos and things like that. I think she was in Danny Mae's. She did a video on different channels and stuff like that. So
okay, all right. Well, I'm telling everybody to go ahead and hit the 3 dots next to everybody and sub everybody else up. I should be doing the same, right?
100%. Show the love.
Show the love. Share the love. That's one thing we try to do too. We try to get everybody. It's hard to watch everybody, but at least if you subscribe to them and you see, you hear when they go live, if you want to be in that mode of listening while you're listing, or, have that noise in the backgrounds, we always love to support everybody.
Now, if anybody wanted to get into your auction as well, like say they have a bunch of stuff, and like you said, you have a vetting process to make sure that they have good enough stuff that they're not going to get a bunch of passes or whatever.
Right.
How would they get a hold of you?
Best thing, first is always to just send it to my email, which is tauctions4u@gmail.com. Melissa has it there. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa's great. She's been a great mod. So
she's a rock star.
Just send me, and I appreciate when you guys send me that. Give me an idea of what you have to sell and what day of the week. Oh, great. 975. Thank you, guys. 25 away. Woohoo.
There we go. That's awesome.
But yeah, just go ahead and shoot me an email. Tell me what you'd like to sell. Tell me what day of the week. When we have you on first, we like to do it on a round robin. So usually Monday or Thursday nights. I won't give you Saturday night right off the bat. Saturday nights fill up fast, especially since we're only doing every other Saturday night. But if you have really good stuff, you'll end up on a Saturday. And then Wednesday night, we kind of just like to do a tandem where it's just two people back and forth. It gives everybody a chance. So usually we'll put you on a round robin where there's either 3 or 4, and then we'll graduate you to a tandem back and forth. And then at the end of the day, if you want to do a solo one, we'll even do those every now. I did a solo one pretty much last night with Tiffany, my Cool Finds, because it was just her and I. And Chris the Goose gave away that stuff, but he didn't have time to sell anything because he's been selling on Amazon. He's a longtime Amazon seller, and he can still sell the cleaning products and stuff like that. Only thing is because of the FBA situation now, he's shipping from home, which has been a challenge for him and his partner because they had like 78 orders from home they had to ship yesterday into, from Amazon as FBM. So that was a little challenging for them.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially if you're used to FBA.
Yeah.
T-Pen the Sandbox said, T, if I wind up closing my shop from the virus crap, I'll be your best customer.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
There
Thanks,
you go.
Lori.
Yeah, just me, Kathy said she just got the notification that I was live. I had this scheduled for like 2 weeks.
I know.
Because I was like, I want to make sure and get this out. And
You know what?
I knew you were close to 1K, so I wanted to try and get as many people as possible, just to, for you to share out and for us to share out, let people know and everything else. So that's part of the reason why I want to do that. And of course, just to do the notification now is crazy.
I don't even think I got the notification. That's why sometimes, guys, it's important to go back and check and make sure that you're still subscribed to somebody and that the notification bell is still on, because YouTube plays games with that stuff too.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden, what do you mean I'm not subscribed to this person? It was somebody really crazy the other day. I think it was like Lisa, flipping crazy. I mean, her and I are on auctions when Donna and I aren't on auctions. So I'm like, how the hell could I be unsubscribed? It's just a weird thing that happens.
Yeah, I didn't have a notification. I didn't have the notification thing hit for Anthony of all people. And I'm like, how is that possible? Because, like, of all people, I'm going to be sub to, which I was sub, but, I just didn't have the bell ring. Right. So I guess what YouTube is doing, if you don't have the bell ring to at least, I guess, custom or all, that if you don't have the bell ring at all, where it's like, you don't want notifications, if you don't watch them for a while, they'll actually take them off of your sub list. Okay. So I think that's why a lot of people are getting the up and downs of the sub list. I don't know if it's like, if you hit a certain point in subs, they go through and kind of, clear some people out because they don't want you to start making money because they want to keep all the money or whatever. But it's kind of, I think, what's going on for the most part sometimes.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because to me, the more watchers that they get into somebody's channel, especially if you are monetized, right? They want that revenue of people watching. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rev said he got a notification that 24 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes in live. Okay, well, that's good. Wow. That's good that at least, maybe just some people are having issues, but that's, YouTube got to get together. Come on now.
Yeah.
Well, this whole thing that's going on now too, they have a notification that some of your stuff could get a content strike or something just because nobody's monitoring it. Did you see that notification?
No.
Yeah. Because they don't have the manpower to manually review. I don't know if you guys have ever, well, Nate, you're like me, you're not at 1,000 yet where you have commercials and stuff like that. But
right.
Anthony, I don't know if you have gotten anything where they've not demonetized or not monetized something and you're like, why not? And then you have to send it in for a manual review.
Yeah, I have several times.
Well, supposedly now a lot of that's happening because they just don't have enough people to even manually review anything. So there's lots of stuff that's just.
Me too, Rev. Me too.
I'm
the beard.
Nate fan.
The beard will stay forever. I'll keep this forever.
Are you a fan of Nate or are you a fan of the beard? Because I feel like they're two different entities.
It's like I should do a show just with the beard and I'll just go like this. Or just show the beard.
You should, dude, paint your face green and then do a show where it's literally just the beard talking.
That would be
amazing.
That might be a situation. If I have some time one morning, it might happen.
Craig said the beard needs its own channel.
The beard needs its own channel. Good morning, Craig.
when you're on this channel, you can paint the beard green, and then when you're on the beards channel, you can paint your face green.
Or I could just like comb it up like this, where it looks like I just have a little beard.
Kathy says I got that notification too. I think everybody might have gotten that notification. Some people don't read their notifications, I think. And that's the other thing with notifications. Sometimes, when you are sub to a lot of people, it is hard to keep the bell on every channel, because then all of a sudden, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Yeah, like I typically do that with everybody. I make sure them click, because I sub to everyone in the community that I come in contact with, and I'm basically, I don't think I don't have the thing clicked, because I don't want anybody losing any subs or whatever, because YouTube will do that or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of their slide of subs they're losing because YouTube does a clean out of someone's account or whatever.
Yeah.
Lance Shark says that he made sure the bell is rang for Argyle the sock.
Oh, yeah. The sock. Now the sock is the new star.
I was just telling Nate we need to have the sock on.
Yes, yes. Oh, man.
I'll have to make that
See,
happen.
that's the fun we have too. Like,
Yeah.
she was helping with the auction yesterday, and it's all good. Life is too short not to laugh and joke and smile. That's just the person I am. I like to be around positive people and just have a good time. And
Right.
of course, some people have a good time on my expense. So fair warning for Robin's Friday Night Funnies. Because it's really bad. It's tea in a whole new light. Just saying.
Oh man.
Just saying. I haven't
need to
approved
get
it
that.
yet, so she'll have to sit on pins and needles to see if T's going to approve it. But she does have a blackmail video on me from St. Patty's Day. Just saying.
So we're gonna open up the chat to any questions for T or for me or Anthony, but we mostly want to focus on T because T is our special guest today.
Thanks, guys, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'm happy that we got to get you a little bit closer. Even if we didn't get you there, we got you a little closer.
That's okay. It'll happen. I'm excited. I mean, I certainly have the watch hours. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm hitting 20,000 watch hours, like 5 times the amount of watch hours.
Holy moly!
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's only because I go live so much. That's why.
Yeah. I'm right over 4K, but I just need the subs. But it'll happen. I'm not going to stress about it. It'll happen. There's a link for Robin's
channel. And guys, Robin's about probably where you are, Nate, probably somewhere around 800. But she definitely needs watch hours. That's why we went on her show last night, and 500 people coming into that, and us on for about 2 or 3. I don't even know how long.
Might have got monetized from that.
I'm sure she picked up 1,000 hours last night, easy. So hopefully, because she needs the watch hours, because even though you get to 1,000, doesn't mean you can always get monetized. You have to also have the watch hours. So it's 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs. And anybody thinking about doing content out there, I often say, just take the subs. Some people say, oh, I don't do content. You don't have to sub to me. You never know. You never know.
Right. Lance Sharp Picker wants to know, T, when are you sending my Snickers? Team Snickers.
Who said that?
Lance Sharp Picker. Craig.
Hey, when are you sending my Snickers? Oh. I'll send it in your next purchase on Auctions4u.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great answer.
Yeah, auctions are fun to watch. I mean,
We'll have 2 opportunities today, Craig.
Exactly. Yeah, auctions are fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's the different stuff, and you're also showing what you're finding in the lockers too, in a way. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's awesome that.
And I found some really nice stuff in the storage units. And I try sometimes to bring them first to you guys. Like, I found a pair of Reese's, authentic. I had them, looked at, and they go for about $300. And I paid, I think I paid $80 for that unit. I brought them first to offer them up to you guys, like for $175, something less than what I would get. But the thing with the auction is they sell right away. I don't have to wait and put them on list them and put them on eBay.
Right.
So I've done that before. I found a pair of Cartier sunglasses and things that are a little more higher end that I bring first to the auction and see if anybody's interested. If not, they go on eBay. Well, within a week on eBay, I sold them for $300. Day 29. Day 29. You know what happened? I got them back. 30-day free returns, and day 29 I got the request to return them. Wrong size. So I made sure I filmed that unboxing when I got them back. But they were the same. I don't know. Took you 29 days to decide and thank God not worn or anything because they're brand new. So they just went up again. But that's sometimes the frustrating part, especially you sell something for $300 and it comes back. Ugh.
Oh, just like that shirt that just sold for 200, and it's like, oh, whoops. What do you mean whoops? There's no whoops. It should be hurry up and buy and keep. Like I understand, like returns happen, they're a pain, but
yeah, and it depends on what you sell. Because I'm so heavily into clothes, I do get more than the average person.
Because stuff, especially if you buy stuff that's pre-owned, which of course you're gonna get that in storage auction or lockers and stuff. Stuff is washed differently. It's different. It's cut differently. There's tons of different things for, why something would get returned. Maybe you missed a spot or something, something minor. They always find a reason to return it, but returns aren't too bad with some stuff. I mean, I got something back the other day. It was a brand new pair of Wu-Tang wear, like streetwear pants or whatever. They came back. But it was like right at the beginning of the epidemic, so that person probably, was like, "Man, I shouldn't be buying these right now." A lot of stuff's going on in California, so they came back. But it happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of move forward and just keep doing what you're doing, and But yeah, like those big returns hurt, And then
it doesn't matter. People say, "Oh, why do you do free returns?" You know what? If I'd rather do free returns than somebody try to return something item not as described, because that's what will happen if you don't have free returns or you don't have returns. I won't even say free returns if you don't even have returns, because if they want to return it, they're going to find a way. I had somebody, and I didn't even know this could be a thing. I mean, I had free returns on. Why somebody just didn't ask to return it? They went over to PayPal and opened up a case. Like, why wouldn't you do that on eBay? But I guess they know how to play the system, because PayPal doesn't investigate like eBay. People think eBay is bad. PayPal's even worse. It's like customer. And I was like, I do free returns. They didn't even reach out to me. Why are they stopping their payment on PayPal and opening up a case?
I had a person buy something from me. They returned something else that was broken. And it wasn't even the same model or anything, so it wasn't like they broke it or it was broken and they returned it. It was totally like a different color, the whole 9 yards. And I gave them a partial return for it, because eBay couldn't determine that it was the same or not, even though it was clearly was. So I kept 50% of the money and the shipping on it. And they went to PayPal, tried to open up a case to get their money back, because they said that they weren't returned, got a return or whatever. And I explained to PayPal that it was. So PayPal, I guess, looked into it, see what happened, and was okay with it. But, there is people out there that know how to play the game fully to try and scam you and everything else. Like I sold 8 cell phones to a guy in Florida. I made sure that it was insured. It had signature confirmation, even though I just need to make sure the tracking gets to the address. I made sure to have all that, because I did make a little bit of money in the shipping. So I made sure to throw it on that, so I'd be covered. But it's sometimes you just got to make sure all your eggs are in a row with stuff that is big dollar like that, because the only thing they need to say is, "Oh, I didn't get it," or, "This is the wrong item," or whatever. And they're getting their money back and trying to get a free item out of the situation.
Right. Well, that's what happened to this person. The only good news for me is they didn't take my money. They just paid them back. They said that the case was inconclusive and they were just refunding the borrower, and they were not, charging me back for it.
Right.
But that person could have just, but they got to keep the item too. probably they knew if they went through the return process on eBay, they would have had to send the item back. I don't know. It's just weird sometimes. Definitely weird.
All my kids are up now.
Do you see what Eric Bischoff said, Nate, about Amazon?
Yeah, closing their first warehouse. Where is that, Eric?
Kelly said Queens warehouse.
Looks like Amazon has typically closed its first warehouse in New York for a confirmed case.
Oh, New York. Oh, great.
Oh, to say it, New York.
That's why I'm only leaving the house when I have to go to the post office and the supermarket. I haven't left otherwise.
Yeah, I'm going to. I was looking at just different things last night about, things that are in my inventory or stuff that I could send in now or even in the future. Like if I'd go sourcing today, if I could, I don't even know what's open. But anyway, like different stuff I can send in, and most of my stuff is still able to get sent in, surprisingly. I guess they consider them high ranked, or because of the crisis, they're good, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I'm definitely FBM is the way to go on stuff that is not, on that list right now. Like people are saying that Amazon's not doing any FBA at all. That's not true. They're just restricting what you're sending in now because of everything going on. They want to make sure that they get the health products and different things in right away versus getting bogged down by all the other stuff coming in, because I mean just the healthcare stuff coming in and maybe some of the grocery stuff coming in, I'm sure that's just bogging them down right now as it is because of the huge push for those items right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, moving forward, I mean, if this stays the way it is, I'll still be okay because FBM is fine. I'll just make sure my price is set where I can make money and I can cover shipping and pay the little bit of money to them compared to a big fee with shipping, and kind of just move forward. Just kind of shopping. Try to get some of the smaller items, the easier to pack stuff, versus maybe some of the huge bulky items that I don't mind sending in because it's FBA.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be a business change for me. But if anyone's not doing FBA, it's kind of like business as usual for the most part, except for maybe you're sourcing moving forward. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Amazon. I'm sure everything will get fixed here soon. If not, then there's always merch fulfill. I did a lot of merch fulfill the other day. I had 14 items in the last 7 days, so FBM, which I probably sent out 2 items the whole year and some change that I've been on Amazon. So I'm okay for a little shipping. Eric says,
well, it might be a good time just to do FBM too, because we don't have that choice usually because there's a lot of competition. We feel like FBA, because if you do FBM, your stuff it sits. But maybe now, since it's going, maybe it's a good time not to, it won't matter. It won't matter, is what.
Right. Yeah, because once the inventory of the stuff that's not considered essential, I guess, gets out, then everyone's going to be basically merch fulfill.
Right.
So then it'll be back to price. But with everything going on, I think they're less worried about merch fulfill than before, because their delivery service is actually taking a little longer than normal. So that's helping balance the pendulum, or whatever you want to call it, the scales of should I get Prime? Should I get merch fulfilled? You know what I mean? So Eric said he's not shipping anything in, whether I can or not, all FBM or whatever I choose to do at this time.
That's smart, Eric. I think that's a good idea for now.
I'm not afraid of sending anything in FBA. I mean, if something like, say they get a confirmed case on an item, so like in Queens, I'm sure all the product that they have to destroy would be covered and you would get paid for it. So
right,
I'm not too worried about it. And if it happens, it's a guaranteed sales, the way I look at it, because they do pay you, basically what it costs after their fees and everything else. So it'd be a quick stimulus to my account, depending on how big that order was. But I never say anything to Queens. Usually, I mean, I don't know where it goes after my initial push because they move it everywhere. But
Right.
I ship to the warehouse a couple hours north here in Pennsylvania, and then stuff will move. I had one order go to Ohio.
Ohio, yeah. Oh, Justin, sorry to hear. Justin says he just left the doctor's office with kidney stones. Oh, that stinks.
Oh man.
Prayers, Justin. Justin's another one who comes on the auction. He's got great stuff. In fact, I think Justin said Monday. Justin's going to be on Monday the 23rd. So that's this coming Monday. He's always got some great stuff. Michelle says, I worry that all the flipping price gouges are going to cause problems for. Let me tell you something. They're not the only ones causing problems. The local supermarkets, it just, the IGA in our town here the other day had the nerve to have Clorox bleach. I think it was less than a gallon. It was like the smaller one for $9.99 on sale.
Wow.
On sale.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
There must have been some really good bleach, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a little drop.
Everybody's taking advantage of it. It's
Well, I know here in Pennsylvania that I was watching something, I think it was last Sunday, that the Attorney General is actually going after people that are price gouging, either online or retail locations. They have, I think they said like 400 cases, and this was last Sunday, just in Pennsylvania, for people doing that, and they're sending out cease and desist letters to make sure that that this stops, because they don't want people to do that or whatever. But yeah, I could definitely understand what Michelle's talking about, because now that's going to put more scrutiny on Amazon also, because there is times that things go for more money on Amazon, especially during time and things like that. Or what are they going to do now? Just have a max price, or a whatever the list price is, keep it that price. I mean, I guess we'll have to see and play it out. But people that are doing that are the ones pushing for it, for things to hurt us, if not help us.
Oh my God. Susan says 6-pack of Life water in grocery store yesterday, $18. I don't know what it usually sells for, but that was questionable. That's real questionable. I mean, even $8 would be high for that.
That must have been the water.
See you, Melissa. Thanks so much for dropping by.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. You rock. Come back. Hurry up and come back. Come back again. I like Melissa a lot.
Yeah, she's so great. Yeah, Lisa says, luckily in Tennessee, that's illegal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be. I mean, come on.
I mean, like, what in the world could somebody charge $18 for a 6-pack of water? And I'm sure, it wasn't gallons of water. It was probably like a 20-ounce bottle or something. Right. Like, there's no way that.
But even so, even if it was 6-gallon bottles, that's still ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand things cost more because people are like getting it like rush shipped or maybe sent from different places just to get stuff in to help people. But I mean, $18, I'm sure they're making a good chunk of money on that.
I also think that two things. I also think that the grocery stores, supermarkets, even big box stores and things like that made a mistake in the very beginning. They probably should have limited from the get-go people on the amount that they could buy. Mm-hmm. Because there were people so ridiculous walking out with a basket full of toilet paper. Toilet paper is not going to save our lives. It's just not.
Right.
And, people with the big carts and oh my gosh, finally they started limiting, but at that point it was too late. Now there's nothing left.
I think maybe some of the retail locations and companies thought it couldn't happen to us. Sometimes I think in the US, like sometimes we get that like thought in our heads, not that we're too good or anything like that, but we're the United States. We'll figure out a way to combat this or something, or maybe they blow it over. I know I'm one of the people that kind of think this will pass a little sooner than others, but I mean, maybe that was the thought. Maybe they thought that this was going to be, not as big of a deal, but also maybe they didn't know the government was going to lock us down so quickly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Susan said there were 20 ounces like that. Michelle said you can get baptized in that water at that price.
Yep.
Hey, Michelle.
Anthony will do it for you for a nice price.
Get baptized cheaper. We have Anthony here can help us out with that.
Dude on the low.
And Anthony, I haven't been to Bible study in a while. Please forgive me.
It's okay. Not a big deal. There's a lot of people that don't come anymore since it's on the other channel. I don't know if it's because they're either not subbed over there or maybe they just don't have the bell hit or something like that. But yeah, it's a lot smaller of a crowd over there, but we're building it back up.
Okay. All right. I promise I'll try to. Maybe I got to check my bell notification, although I think I did get notified the other day, but I was buried in a storage unit.
Yeah. No, I understand. No big deal.
But
come whenever you want.
And do even just listen. And here's the problem too, and I'm sure a lot of people experience this. When you're busy and you're working and whatever, and you just want to put the noise on in the background, and you want to listen. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to say hi everyone, and then all of a sudden it's hi T, and then it's like hi Susan, hi Kevin, hi Anthony, hi Nate. So I don't mean that insultingly. I really don't. It's just you don't get any work done then. So sometimes I just people do it. They lurk, right? They put it on, they listen, and they get busy doing what they have to do. And sometimes I'll just put, guys, I'm working, but hi to everyone. Have a great day kind of thing. Or here to hit the thumbs up. And make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up, by the way. And come back afterwards and put a comment in the chat. That helps too.
Yeah, I do the same thing a lot of times, depending on what I'm doing.
Right.
I lurk all the time. I'm huge for lurking, but that's normally because I'm working or I'm doing something where I can't really be tied down.
Yeah, Michelle says they should have closed and had people use the store app to pick up in the parking lot or deliver. Exactly. And definitely set limits right away. I mean, for example, the one guy that got 1,800 or 18,000 things of hand sanitizer. They should have known, once one store got rated like that, or 2 and 3 in the network, because I'm sure he went in town to a bunch of them, and then went out of state and probably did some. That should have been the first notification. Okay, we need to set a limit to this. But also maybe people don't pay attention to people walking out with carts full of hand sanitizer, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's crazy. See, Cindy Rosen says, I'm doing that now, T. All right. Let Cindy work. But hi, Cindy. Thanks for listening. Does anybody know, have the stores been I really haven't been to any stores other than just my local grocery store. Have they been restocked, or they're not even restocking?
No, most of them are not restocked.
Okay. I know my husband couldn't get a loaf of bread yesterday to save his life. He had to go to the bakery.
Well, the bread is for example, say Walmart, for example. Walmart has the brand, whatever company that makes it and ships it. They come in and they fulfill those orders. So the bread doesn't actually come from a Walmart warehouse or whatever. So that's part of the reason why the bread is one of the things that are out of stock very, all over the place, because they just haven't got a delivery yet to replenish from the independent vendors or companies that are coming in and shipping it to the different Walmarts or grocery stores or whatever. Because that's just kind of how the milk is. The milk gets delivered straight to the store versus it's not sitting at a centralized warehouse how I'm where I work at. I work at a warehouse where they have all this different stuff or whatever. But
right.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why they're out. But our store was okay. I went there the one day and they were totally allowed everything, chicken, everything. I'm like, what in the world am I going to do without chicken? I eat chicken almost every day. So, I had some, but I wanted to make sure I had, some. So I went there after work Sunday and got 2 or 3 packs of chicken. So it was the day after they closed early or whatever and then reopened. So I think with that, you're going to see some hit and misses depending on what comes in on these trucks. But for the most part, I mean, they're kind of pushing forward and they're trying to make it even to all the different locations. But do you guys see the report of people like going to the beaches and partying and doing spring break like the younger generation?
No. Well, they can't do it here. It's still too cold.
Yeah, like there's people down in Clearwater Beach, like No Money G said, and they're still partying and doing whatever. I think that's why the CDC said they're worried about the younger generation getting caught with it or whatever.
Yeah, because think about all the schools that are closed too, and cooped up in the house. I mean, even though they don't go out like we used to go out when we were younger. I mean, we never were home when we were younger. Now these kids, they're on video games or telephones and things like that. But it does get old sometimes, and they feel like they need to get out. And like my niece is home, 10 years old, and they want to go over to Amy's house and Patty's house and this one's house. And you run the risk. Because you don't know who's got it, and the kids can carry it and not have symptoms.
Yeah, they're. I guess they're just not. They're like, if I get it, I get it, because they were trying to say it first. So, like a lot of people that are interviewing saying like the older generation is the only one that has to worry, and the young people don't have to worry. And
the problem is the young people have relatives that are older, or coworkers that are older, or you know what I mean, just neighbors that are older. So
yeah, because my dad's 80 and my niece, his granddaughter's 10, and he, is always, picking her up from school or taking her to dance or piano or whatever it is that she's got on her plate, or over to a friend's house for a play date. And now that she's home, and still seeing some friends here and there, I'm like, Dad, you just got to stay away. Thank God my sister-in-law is working from home now, and my brother's hours have changed a little bit. My brother's a New York City fireman, so they do, 24 hours on and then 48 hours off. So, and that's the other thing. Even to the fire department, they've changed. My brother's a lieutenant, and sometimes they float to a different house, but that's all stopped now. They are all the same people, the same guys coming to work every day in the same house to kind of contain. Because when he was floating, they were finding that there were firefighters in one house. That the house had to be shut down because somebody got infected. But there were a couple of visiting, lieutenants, captains, whatever, and they run the risk then. So that's another thing they've been changing. And all this is going to be a learning experience for all of America about, things, how to handle things like this. Schools, a lot more schools you're going to see is going to go online. A lot more schools as a regular, high schools where they're only going to have session, 1 or 2 days a week for curricular activities like, let's say chorus, band, gym, like those that you have to be there in person for. And the classes are going to be online. You're going to see that change in America. Parents aren't going to be happy about that because, school's a babysitter for some parents. But that's going to start to change too.
For sure.
This is all going to, kind of just be a wake-up call for everybody. Good morning. Robin's in the house. Good morning because she shed. Everybody go over and sub to Hut. She needs hours.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have you on sometime, Robin. Me and you were talking about that before. Maybe
because everyone complains that all kids are socially awkward because they stare at their telephone and TV and video games, etc. Now they complain that they are outside which wagered they want it to be. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's like some of that is just them not caring. That's part of the reason why a lot of the different people got sick. They just didn't care. I mean, but it's not about them not caring. It's about it's spreading. You know what I mean? Like that's how it spreads. And they're even saying that certain blood types and stuff. Certain blood types have issues with it versus others. I can't remember.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Oh, that's interesting.
They had some type of test done, and that happened or whatever. Alexis, they yanked one of your lives. What happened? Susan just dropped Robin's channel, so make sure that you are subscribed.
Susan, I'm so proud of you. Susan's becoming such a great mod these days.
Yeah, she's doing an awesome job too. She's rock
She's
star.
doing great. Thank you, Susan.
I'm gonna have to pull some money out of our budget here, Anthony, and get some good mods to
You know,
we always appreciate people doing that for us because it makes our lives so much easier because we're able to do other things while we're doing the show. We don't have to open up tabs and find links, and makes it so much easier.
It's an accident.
it really does.
Yeah, unfortunately, but whatever. I was just making nachos on one and almost sleeping on the other, and I got shut down. How long were you live for?
I was making nachos on one and almost sleeping on the other channel and got shut down. Got shut down, Alexis? Really? Wow.
What in the world? I didn't know making nachos.
I did talk about it earlier, Alexis. I don't know if you saw it, but YouTube did put a thing out there where they're not. Everything is being examined by a robot, and it's not being manually. And this is where some people, it says you could be get a content strike unwillingly, or whatever the word is. You're gonna have to wait maybe to get those videos back up until you have a human. You're gonna have to put in for it's gonna take a while, but you'll have to put in for a manual review. That's crazy.
I wonder what they thought was going on when she was making nachos to shut her down. I mean, that's crazy.
Yep.
YouTube bots don't like nachos, I guess.
That's crazy, huh?
I mean, I can understand if they were pro Vendu or something, they could shut them down. But.
Yeah, Alexis, if you go in your back office, you'll see the notification. I think there's a button there to click, and then take a few days, but it might help. I don't know. It's crazy what they're doing. And and this is a rumor too. I don't know how true it is. We're all avoiding the word. We're all avoiding people typing it in the chat. But I've seen people talk about it. I've seen it in people's chats. And
I've seen titles on videos where you think the title of the video would be like,
right,
red alert, like no way this is going on live, and like we try not to talk about it, but it affects. You
just don't know what's right or wrong. You don't know what's true and what's not true. You know, so many rumors about, oh, you can't do that, don't do this, don't do that, but we don't really know. And there's nobody to talk to ask them because they don't know either. It's like the eBay algorithm. People say if you do this, this will work, and this is. Who knows?
Tom Picker says they were special nachos.
Oh, got it.
Depending how special they were, I guess it was a cheesy situation, maybe, and they didn't like it.
Cheesy situation.
I don't know. You know how it is, crazy. Yeah, but if everything's done by bots, it's like a lot of stuff I deal with Amazon. You know what I mean? Like with just sending pictures in and doing this, and when you first open up an account, like you could send in a great picture of your photo, and they're just like, no. It's like, why? It's like it's not good enough quality because the robot can't pick it up. But I mean, they must have thought something was really going on. Someone's getting cheesy in that situation. Spicy cheese. Speaking of cheese, I want to make a Chi-Chi today. I think that's going to be on the agenda.
What are you going
to make? Chi-Chi. You ever hear what a Chi-Chi is?
No.
It's a jailhouse cuisine that I used to make when I was locked up.
Oh, okay.
You use ramen noodles, some cheese, a little bit of meat. Like you can use like chicken patty or chicken or pepperoni or tuna or you can do all kind of different things. But,
you ever had Chi-Chi with Slim Jims in it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Crush up some chips, put those in there.
Wow.
We used to have a lot of people that were in a recovery home that me and my wife ran that came to our church, and we'd do potlucks. And every once in a while, like one of our guys in recovery would like bring in the jailhouse Chi-Chi for potluck.
Oh wow.
Hey, hold on 1 second. We got a special guest.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I don't know how you got in here, but what's up? How you doing?
I know how to do these things.
You must have just
See, I
got
said
in.
yesterday, Argyle's a very smart sock.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I know why maybe her video was taken down.
Oh, why?
Why is
She was
that?
making nachos, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nacho cheese.
Touche.
The copyright. It's nacho cheese.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the T and Donis auction off your family? That's not right.
Your beard's kind of dangling on my head.
Oh, is it tickling you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Here, we'll make it a little bit better.
Okay.
We'll lose my pea hat. So I'm
I'm
glad
not
you got.
gonna touch that one.
I'm glad you guys to come.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
I don't know what did I say?
You were asking if she was upset that we were selling her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they sell my family. It's not okay.
That was not right, but it was funny.
No.
I was crying. I was crying laughing when I was watching it on live.
I mean, that video should get pulled. Not
Right.
the nacho cheese video.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's like human trafficking.
It is. She's a sock trafficker. I said that.
Yep.
Bitch.
Oh man.
Michelle says she's afraid of the sock.
Who's afraid?
Michelle Latham is afraid of the sock.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. I don't know what to say to the sock.
Well, you can ask me anything.
I heard you had 500 people in your live the other day.
I did, but you know what's even more crazy?
What's
we
that?
had 4,400 views on that video.
Holy moly.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's like viral.
Right. That is pretty viral.
How many hours? Did they calculate the hours yet?
I don't know that kind of math.
Oh.
And I certainly can't ask Donatella.
No, you certainly cannot.
No.
So I have a question for the sock. What would you do if you saw Nate with his big old hairy foot coming at you?
Why's my feet got to be hairy?
Look at your beard, bro.
That doesn't matter.
You probably got toe beard.
Toe beard.
It'd be okay as long as we don't wear sandals. I'm really opposed to that.
I'm definitely not an open toe type of sound type of guy.
Well, then you'd be all right.
Yeah, I
Although
wear.
it'd be kind of weird because there's only one of me.
Yeah, my other foot would be jealous of the having a sock on one and not the
Yeah.
other. We'd have to find your twin, I guess.
Well, I'm separated.
We'll have to put out a Facebook ad trying to find your twin.
Yeah, I put out a bolo on Bolo Buddies.
How'd that work out?
Nothing yet.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're paying top dollar for your twin.
I don't know.
I wonder if everyone knows who Argyle is.
No Money G wants to know if this Argyle Socks knows Kermit the Frog.
I mean, yeah, I know of him.
But you're not friends.
No.
So
Sesame Street and all that's overrated. Muppet Show is stupid.
So then Kermit did not slide in your DMs, is what you're saying.
No.
I
No.
think he was loving Miss Piggy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Miss Piggy would probably have something to say about that.
Yeah. I don't do pork.
Kelly Ecom on Ward says, so your twin is on the back of milk cartons as missing sock report?
I mean, I suppose if I was looking, I don't mind being single.
So tell everybody where you're from.
Saukey, Massachusetts.
Saukey, Massachusetts.
Yeah. What, you got the accent?
Who's your dad again?
Who's your daddy? My father was Socrates.
Socrates.
Yeah.
Argyle is a soul survivor. That was a good one, Susan.
That was a good one. Next time, put that in my I am, Susan. Jesus.
Swamp says she's going to have Miss Piggy killed.
I call
So
dibs
what
on
are you guys talking about today besides socks?
Argyle might be a dirty sock, but Argyle is not a violent sock. So just remember that. Nobody's being killed. No socks in the car.
And don't ask me to read to your children. There's rules against that.
There's rules against it. What kind of rules?
I don't know what they're called. Everybody just keeps warning me to stay away from children. I don't know.
Also, Never Ending Saga wants to know, so sock, what do you put on when you get cold?
A shoe.
Ah, good answer.
No, I sneezed. I sneezed.
Gotta watch when you go in that dryer. You don't want to get warmed up in there.
Yeah, everybody, please use dryer sheets. I'm tired of sticking to pant legs.
You might get teleported to Donatella if you use that in the dryer.
She does have a lot of my family there.
Yep. She's like the slave driver of socks.
Careful, that's how rumors get started.
Dirty socks should not be reading to children.
No. I have some kind of a foul mouth sometimes, and I'd be afraid it would just sneak out, and then, yeah, not good.
Not good, not good. So what's your plan today?
You're looking at it.
Okay.
I'm going to see how many lives I can crash.
Okay, you coming over to crash our lives today?
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe.
You have been on all live shows. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Pootie Pie to call me.
It might be in the works. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
His people might have to call your people and do something.
Argyle
You better
socks.
get me while I'm available.
You're gonna become the hottest commodity on YouTube.
Next to you.
Ooh.
Touche.
No, I'm just right here next to you.
Oh, look, you got so many offers in the chat already.
Yep. Right?
There's a whole list of live streams that want Argyle.
You got two. You got one for once an interview. One other one wants you to come crash.
You never know what I'll end
That's
up.
the buddy system when going in the dryer.
That's the life of the sock. You just never know where they're going to end up.
Right?
Yeah.
Dryer is a very scary place. You get
Yeah, I've lost a lot of friends and family there.
It's a place you go and don't come out.
Yep.
Yes, see, Never Ending Saga says you should implement the buddy system when going into the dryer.
Yeah, we tried that, but then the knots don't dry right. And I don't like being tied in a knot.
Got it.
And people stop bunching us in a ball and turning us inside out. You fold your socks.
It's kind of hard when you got a size 15 sock. It happens.
What?
I wear size 15.
That's my son. Yeah.
You know what that means, ladies?
Big socks.
Big shoes.
Big shoes. Look, you're getting someone who wants to email them.
You get emails. To people send them emails to come on.
My email is argylethedirtysock@gmail.com. Or you can go to argylethedirtysock.com. I have my own website.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great.
At first, I thought Victoria gave the wrong email or misspelled it. Then I was like, oh, yeah, it says the Jen Toria show.
Yep.
I thought you might have
Speaking of
misspelled
the
it.
Jen Toria show, how's Jenny feeling, Victoria?
Yeah, I hope she's feeling better.
All right, smarty pants. It's howdy doody time. I don't know why that song just got stuck in my head.
Is there a website too?
Yeah.
Boy, you're doing big things.
Yeah.
No wonder you got
You're
44,000.
lucky I'm here.
Right? I gotta book a show for you for sure. Then
Yeah.
I need some views.
You know,
Maybe we'll go dumpster diving. Find your family.
Yep. T just got cut out. I'm always
Honestly, if they put in a dumpster, I don't really care to see them.
second fiddle now to the sock. I don't know.
Oh, I know. Because she shed feels that her pain.
Robin would feel my pain.
Yeah.
Robin would definitely feel my pain.
She actually, Victoria said she's feeling better. She came on the morning show for a bit this morning. That's good.
good. Glad to hear that.
I know she's been feeling bad, so I haven't messaged her or anything because I didn't want to bother her or whatever because I knew she was sick. So I'm glad she's doing okay. And just for that, I'm probably going to DM her after the show just because.
If you're serious, then write me an email and I'll get back to you. I mean, my people will get back to you.
I'm going to talk to Robin. I have to get an inside source on an interview.
Yeah.
We'll have to write down questions.
Yeah.
We'll put some trackers out for your family as well. It's going to be kind of hard with the quarantine, though, to find them. Unless
Yeah.
people are looking in their dryers or their sock piles. There's more time for that, at least.
We have lots of time.
Well, it's getting close to that time to shut the show down. I want to thank Argyle and, of course, T for coming on to the show. And thank you, everyone, for
Thank you for having me.
helping get T and give Argyle some subs.
Yeah, why not?
And then also because she said is awesome. So
It's
give her
shed,
some-
not said. Shed. Like a she shed.
right. Is that what I
Yeah.
said? Did I
You
say
said
that wrong?
because she said. She didn't
Oh.
said, she shed.
Oh, I apologize. It's a little bit of a tongue twister for me.
You never thought you would be reprimanded by a sock, Nate. Yeah.
I'm going to put it in my place.
Get it right, Nate. Quit tickling that sock with your beard.
Right?
Look, I'm high.
Look, better high with beard dander.
Thanks, everyone, for coming on today and for everyone tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Anybody have anything they want to add before we leave?
We'll be back tomorrow on my channel, 10 a.m.
T, what time are you going live today?
4 o'clock on Donatella's channel, and then 7 o'clock on Auctions4u.
So you get a double feature today.
Who knows?
Double whammy.
We might go over and see because she shed. You never know.
You
That
never
would be
know.
awesome.
You
Yeah.
probably see me in the chat once or twice for sure.
All right, good.
I don't know what I'm going on today, so I'll be buying.
Well, thank you guys again for having me, and thank you everyone for listening in.
Argo, what you got going on? Who's live? You going to crash today? Or are you going to do one?
I'm just going to wait till they post them, and as I do, I'm going to see if I can get in there.
Well, I hope I see you again in some lives because it's been a blast. And hopefully you find your family.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you tomorrow, 10 Eastern on Anthony's channel.